What's up, everyone, and welcome to today's video. I am wearing my trusted Game of Thrones Legend sweatshirt for this video because it is an important one for everyone. This was requested in my Discord server, and it's about Alliance Wars and the matchups and what you should and should not be using. So we're going to go over the different factions, the different kinds of teams, and what works and what doesn't. Now, as a disclaimer, you should know that when analyzing these matchups, you do need to be at relevant star rank and power with gear compared to your opponent. If you have 5 stars of one team that is good against another team, but their team has 7 stars, you might just get overpowered. Sometimes you can punch up, but overall, this is just a matchup considering you have similar amount of power to know the matchups. So let's go into the different factions right here. And let's talk about the first one, the Baratheons. Now, the Baratheons are quite arguably the best offense in the game currently. The Baratheons can take out any team. They have such a deep range of characters that you can use. My man Davos is super important in here. I just got him to 7-star, and I got him to 7-star for a reason. Of course, you have the main man, Mr. Stannis, who is able to remove debuffs. This team pumps out lots of gem damage, lots of cascades, lots of stuff going on. You could use many different Baratheons. You can use Robert. If you use Robert's lead when a power-up is destroyed, he grants all team members 25% durability for 2 turns. This is huge. You will take barely any damage. So the Baratheons are a super strong team. I was able to punch up 150k against the Black's Fire team, which was very difficult of a matchup. The Baratheons can kill anything. They are weak on defense. So they are a liability on defense, but as an offensive team, they are probably the best offensive team in the game currently. Let's move on to the next faction, and that would be the Blacks. Now, I'm going to do 2 different talks. The first one I'm going to talk about are the regular Targaryens. Now, the regular Targaryens, not counting the Blacks, the regular Targaryens are a horrible war team. I am getting countless amount of losses with them. They are not very good. They are mostly a punch down type of team. They just lack overall strength. You do have to get pretty beefy to have decency in there. Viserys is too weak. Mender is too weak. I don't want to power up my Rhaenyra or Alicent because that will hurt me in the egg event. So just be careful with that. They are very weak and they are not very strong. However, if we do add the Blacks to them, if we do add Rhaenyra and Rhaenys to a team with Grey Worm and Daenerys, for example, and another fire member, you have an insane combination where Rhaenyra will heal when any ally drops below 20%, 25% health for each Fury stack that they have. So she's going to do massive amounts of heals. She is very tanky with her stats, and she is amazing. Now, the Fire team with the Blacks are pretty much dominant across the board. They dominate pretty much everything. The problem with them, their weakness would be the Brienne Shield teams. The Brienne Shield teams with the Boltons, the Brienne Shield teams with the Benjans. They do struggle to keep up with taking down the shields. Even if you have 10 stacks of fire, it's still not going to work. But overall, probably the second best or third best offensive team in the game. It is very strong on defense with Rhaenyra and Rhaenys. The Blacks, if you have a Blacks team, there is a meta team right now which has Reyna, Rainies, Rhaenyra, Crownlands Knight, and 1/1 lead. 1/1 lead gives stealth, and if you do not deal with this Reyna, she keeps getting shields and stealth, so she could be a real problem to deal with if you do not take care of them right away. This is an elite team. It will get you defensive wins. It is super strong. You do have to deal with Reyna right away, pretty much off the gate. You have to take her down. It's a very strong team, extremely strong team, and the Blacks aren't even all out yet. So that is a super strong team. It is weak to Baratheons. Baratheons can take it down, and the Brienne Shield teams can take that team down as well. Let's move on to the next faction, and that would be the Boltons. Now, the Boltons have changed a little bit. Now it's mostly a Brienne Bolton team, and it is extremely effective. It melts the greens. The greens just get obliterated. Walder Rivers has an insane taunt for 5 turns, and he gains taunt. It refreshes when a bleeding foe is defeated. So this team is super strong. It is a pain to deal with. It is weak. The Baratheons can destroy this team, and also a Brienne Benjen team can destroy this team as well. But overall, this is a super strong faction Alliance War team. Brotherhood, we're not going to really talk about. The Free Cities faction, if you do have all members, Daenerys, Khal Drogo, the other Daenerys, Jorah, and Zaro are a very solid team. They do a lot, but they do struggle against the Shield teams. The Shield teams are very strong against them, but they are very fast, and you could build the Fury to get Blue Daenerys to do a ton of damage. So this is overall a super solid team. Works against fire. You just have to just keep it going, get good boards. Jorah is a massive tank. He has the defense up when he tanks, and anytime your leader uses their skill, he gains 25% stamina. So it's just a problem to deal with. And if you do not take care of Zaro, his shields will keep going off. So you need to deal with this team. This is a very tough team. It is pretty good defensively and offensively. The Baratheons take care of this team easily. The Greens can nuke key members. The Greens are very good against this team because they can nuke key members before they get all their skills off. So that is something to keep in mind. The Free Folk we're not going to talk about. Let's talk about the Greens. Now, the Greens have been nerfed, but they are not useless. You do need to have 6-star Greens pretty much to have the 10 birthright to start. However, when you're using your Greens team, you do need to have all 5 members of the Greens. You could use 1/1 if you want, but in my opinion, they hit harder. They have more of the birthright bonus from their faction line over here. Birthright is more effective, and they just hit harder overall. Now, the problem with the Greens is that once you use their specials, it takes away birthright, and then every turn they lose birthright. So if you do not kill fast, you will get destroyed. This struggles against lots of teams, especially you do not want to fight the Blacks fire team against someone like if you want to face Grey Worm, who has 3 he has 3 of the HP guards. Rainey's has 3 HP guards. It's just not a good combination because you want to be able to nuke. They are excellent against the Baratheons. The Greens are excellent against the Baratheons. They take them down 1-2-3. The greens struggle against the shield teams. They are not a good combination to use against the shield teams. They can get destroyed. Against the Boltons, do not use the greens. Your greens will get demolished by the Boltons. It is just not a good matchup. Punching down will help, but you got to watch out for the HP guards. Anything that has an HP guard is going to wreck your greens because you're not going to be able to take everyone down. But overall, against the Starks, you can nuke key members against the Starks. You just have to watch out for like Ned. Ned has high defense, but you can nuke key members. So if they do have a Theon, you can go ahead and use your main DPSs on Theon. You could take out the high threats, but they will lose Birthright because Ned Ice will start them off. So a little bit lower. The Greyjoys are absolute trash. Do not invest in this team. They can be beaten by anyone. They are a combo team, which means you have to use the skills in certain orders. They are just not a good team. Even Theon, after the defense change, does not hit as hard. I used to be able to nuke. I have a 353 Theon with 1111 skill, which is maxed. And he does not one-shot characters anymore, which is a huge downside. This team is not worth investing in at all. The Lannisters have an interesting team. And the reason I say that is we have 2 more Lannisters coming, so we do not know their kits. There's going to be a second Cersei, and there's going to be a Mountain. So this team is up in the air. It is a solid team for the reason with this man right here, Meryn Trant. Meryn Trant with the Lannisters. If you have 3 members, he adds 3 coins to the treasury. He starts the match with 100% stamina. And what happens is he will do an AoE damage, taunt for 4 turns, and he gains 30% physical resistance and fire resistance for 4 turns. So it's going to be very hard to take him out. So if you are planning on using the greens against him, you will waste all your specials and die. You will waste all your specials and die. They're not an amazing team because you could still beat them, and we still need to wait for more members of the Lannisters. But Meryn just soaks up so much damage. So if it is a team like the Greens that relies on a lot of that, then that's fine. The Baratheons will destroy them. The Blacks fire team will destroy them. The shield teams will destroy them. So they're not an optimal team, but they are a solid team to take if you built them against a Greens team. Now we have the Night Watch, and the Night Watch has a interesting place right now because Benjen is mainly being used with Brienne for shield teams. So your main damage dealer is taken off the Night Watch team. However, I will say the Night Watch are incredible at shrugging off debuffs. Most people aren't going to use Benjen in the Night Watch team, but Alistair, for example, when an ally has their shield broken, 10% defense for 2 turns, that's super important. If the allied member was a member of the Night Watch, they have 1 debuff removed. So if you're facing off against ice teams, fire teams, bleed teams, you break the shield, you remove a debuff. That's super handy. Also, Sam has the ability to remove a debuff on everyone on his AoE shield move, and then he removes 1 ice from each allied member. His passive has a 20% chance to remove a debuff from shielded allies and a bonus debuff if they are Night's Watch. So Night's Watch can take away a lot of debuffs. So good against fire teams, good against ice teams, good against bleed teams. You do need to keep your Craster alive because he is your main damage dealer in the team, but he does struggle against blue enemies. So Just keep that in mind. Yorn is an excellent tank. When a member of the Night Watch has their shield broken, he taunts for 2 turns, and he does have a physical resistance boost and a huge amount of defense. So he is a solid, if you could constantly make it where their shields are being broken, he'll constantly tank, and he is super solid right there. I feel like you can make hybrid teams and make them better. I am working on one right now as well. Let's talk about the Starks. The Starks are the team that most people have up. Again, I do have to emphasize on this video that for your teams, this is a stat check game. 7 stars, level 350 are king. If you are going with less than that, you have to be mindful of your matches. This is just a guide. The Starks are very weak against fire. I will repeat that. The Starks do not have enough cleansing in their kits. So the problem is that if you're facing a fire team, a regular Targaryen's fire team, or you're facing a Black's Targaryen fire team, you will burn out. You could heal if you want, but you're gonna burn out. The Starks are a very slow team, and they are effective. They are very good against the greens now. They are super effective with the update against the greens. They are good at causing timeouts against the Brienne Benjen shield teams and the Bleed shield teams. They are a very solid team. You could use, there's so many of them. The Rob Talisa putting the taunt on Ned is huge. Kat with her passive heals is huge. Sansa is huge. Rob is huge. Theon, King in the North are just amazing characters. The Stark faction is very strong and can take out the Baratheons easily. Against the Lannisters, they could take out the Lannisters easily, but you have to be careful for fire. Fire are the Starks' weakness. You would think that ice is a stronger element than fire, but because they are so slow, and also that fire is an HP-based damage effect, you add up those 10 stacks of fire, and it's just a bad combination. So overall, that would be the team. And then we have finally the shield teams, the Brienne shield teams. Brienne has a great ability for her lead where when an ally has their shield broken, she grants an ally and a random ally 10% of her current HP. This is generally used with either Benjen or the Boltons. It is a super strong team. It is weak against, well, the Barath, it's strong on offense. On offense, it's super strong against pretty much every team. I feel like I could beat every team. The only problem that I face is against a Stark team that has Ned, Kat, King in the North, Talisa, and Rob. Because in these teams, you're using your skills a lot, and every time you use your skill, Rob and Talisa inflict 1 ice, so 2 ice if they're both alive every time you use your skill, which means you're going to get brittle pretty quickly, and then the main damage dealers are going to do tons of damage to your team. They can also create timeouts, which will create a loss for you. They're just super strong, and they're very good against those teams, but the Brienne Shield teams are pretty much the dominant team in the game right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I pretty much covered most of everything. If I haven't covered anything, comment below. Make sure to subscribe and like this video because I am making great Game of Thrones content to try to help the community as well as witness my journey as well and my roster updates. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, make sure that you are facing teams of equal power level or lower, because punch-ups can be difficult. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Good luck in your wars. Share this with your alliance, and I will talk to you all next time. Take care, all.